Hey, what's up? It's Symphony here. Subscribe to my brother Mr. Creepy as Hell channel, and when you're watching his videos, make sure you stay in one piece. Peace, peace, peace.
My name is Lenny, and I wanted to share with you something very unsettling that happened to me. 3 weeks ago, I received a knock at the door. When I opened it, there was no one standing there, but when I looked down, I discovered a yellow envelope that was sitting on my porch. I picked it up and I shaked it, and I could tell that it wasn't nothing that seemed off or suspicious. I went back into my house and I opened it, and it was a USB drive. I looked at it, very curious about where it came from. There was no sender, only it had my address on there and my name. There was a note that was attached to the USB drive, and it said, "Play it." I went towards my laptop and I plugged the USB drive into my device, and what came up was terrifying. It was a bunch of pictures of people tied up. People who were tied up and bloody. As I kept scrolling through the pictures, it got worse. As I saw dismembered body parts and people's heads that were decapitated. And then I saw several videos. I clicked on one of it, and it showed a video of a masked man wielding an axe, terrorizing a young woman. As the woman was screaming and crying out for help, the man laughed. He laughed like he was enjoying the pain and suffering he was inflicting on the young woman. But as I was listening to the guy laughing, I couldn't help but to think that the laughter sounded familiar. Then, without any warning, the man wielding an axe lifted the axe up and quickly sliced the woman's head. After that, a little message appeared saying that you will pay for your crimes, Lenny. I was shocked. What did this mean that I was going to pay for my crime? What was this going on about? And whoever sent this, how did they know my name? Then the video played again, the aftermath of the man chopping off the woman's head. And then the guy took off the mask that was covering up his head. And what I saw made me recoil. It was me. I was the one that was cutting up these people. And then it was all being brought back to me. I was going to answer for my crimes that I committed. And before I had the time to react, a man who was dressed up in a suit, who I didn't even notice was in my living room, turned towards me and said,
"The road ends here, Lenny. You have wreaked havoc on so many people's lives. It's time that I put a stop to you. You're going to answer to all your crimes."
"Hello, my name is David, and I wanted to share with you something that happened to me about a day ago. This was very creepy and unexplained as well. There was no way I can really find any logical way to explain this. So I was walking my dog in our park like I always do. It was a park that was very big, and it wasn't that far from my house. It was around 5 o'clock in the morning. As I was walking my dog, I noticed that she stopped, and all of a sudden she had this very deep growl, like there was something that was upsetting her. At first I didn't see anything. I tried to look in my dog's direction, but there was nothing. Only thing I could see was darkness. I shrugged it off and I tried to pull a leash, signaling my dog to let's keep on moving. But my dog would not move. she just kept sitting there growling. She was looking in the forest like she could really see something. I looked over there again where she was looking at, and I didn't see anything. My dog kept growling, and then she went lower and her ears went down. Then she started whimpering. She growled again, but it was an even lower growl. I looked at what my dog was looking at again for the third time, but the third time I noticed I saw two glowing red eyes. I started to have chills running all over my body because something wasn't right about this. From my understanding, I don't know any creatures whose eyes glow red. And then I saw the eyes. They kept on moving further and further into my direction. I got even more scared. That's when my dog started whimpering and it ran off. I was about to run off as well, but then I felt something touch me. I turned around and, oh, wow. What was standing in front of me was something I could not even comprehend. Something that doesn't even feel real to me. But it was 100% real. It was a dog creature or a wolf or some coyote, I don't know. But it was not right. It had dark brown fur. It almost looked at black. And then it had very, very sharp teeth. It had red glowing eyes, and it kept on puffing out steam. This dog-like creature walked it closer towards me, and it just snarkled at me. It didn't even make any other sounds. It didn't growl. And then, my worst fear, the dog stood up on its hind legs and let out this piercing, screeching growl. I decided to run. I didn't want to face wherever that was. As I was running, I looked, and that creature, wherever it was, that looked like a dog, was chasing after me. I kept running until I finally got back into my house. Luckily, my dog was already in the house, thanks to the doggy door I installed. I looked outside, and I did not see that dog creature again. I don't know what that was I encountered, but I don't think I'm going to be walking in those parts of the woods again. I'm alright, and my dog is alright. But the big question that has me left thinking is, what the hell was that I encountered? That to me did not look like any animal that walks among this planet.